There are a lot of comments about the first child who passed away from measles. Her parents did an interview with the Children's Health Defense Group, and they also provided this group with her medical records, which were reviewed by Dr. Pierre Kory, who is the one making the accusations that there's all of this medical malpractice happening and it was a medical error. So all of these accusations are coming from this one group. And even if you ask like Wikipedia who this one group is, they're a very prominent anti-vax group who provides a lot of misinformation related to vaccines. This 6-year-old girl, it sounds like she was healthy otherwise. There's 4 kids in the family. She got sick first, and then the other kids also got the measles. It sounds like they all had a pretty typical course until the end when her rash was starting to get better, but her fever seems to be still escalating. The parents said it was just only getting higher. And there was one morning that she was just really tired and having some difficulty breathing. So parents brought her to the emergency department where they brought her back. It sounds like they did some testing and they diagnosed that she had a left-sided pneumonia. It's a little difficult to tell what happens after that, whether she goes straight to the ICU or there's some indication that maybe she goes upstairs to a floor. They talk about a breathing treatment, then she comes back down to the ICU. Again, a little difficult to tell. Her medical records are not public, but they were released again to this one group. She was intubated and sedated in the ICU, and the parents have reported that she had mycoplasma pneumonia, which does need a kind of atypical coverage, usually like something like azithromycin or erythromycin for treatment. This is the article where Pierre Kory alleges that her death was caused by a medical error. It appears that he has pulmonary critical care experience. He is not a pediatrician. I can't find any evidence that he is a pediatric provider of any sort. He talks about secondary bacterial pneumonia, which is the type of pneumonia that if you get measles and you die from pneumonia, it is a secondary bacterial pneumonia. So that's actually no surprise. So she had a secondary bacterial pneumonia from measles. He refers to the patient receiving 2 antibiotics, ceftriaxone and vancomycin, which leads me to believe that this patient was also being treated for sepsis because these are 2 very common community-acquired sepsis, no other medical history antibiotics that we give when a patient is very, very sick. This is the CHOP guideline for sepsis. Again, we're going to start with ceftriaxone and vancomycin. This is very common in pediatric hospitals around the country. As we figure out what's going on, we can tailor our antibiotic treatment based on our cultures. And it sounds like when they figured out that she had mycoplasma, they started treatment. He alleges that they started treatment several hours later. That can be difficult to figure out in medical records, and obviously I can't speak to that since I can't see those records. Viral infections pretty commonly break down barriers, allow for that secondary bacteria to get in while you're susceptible. With influenza, we typically see MRSA pneumonia. MRSA is just out in the community now. You don't have to be in a healthcare facility. This is a healthy kid that got measles, had a pretty expected course, and then developed a known complication, bacterial pneumonia, and unfortunately passed away from it.